Greetings and welcome back to our CK3 Legacy of Valyria series. So, last time we took out Gis, or Astapor I guess, and I guess Gis as well, yeah. Since they just had this little bit here basically and some of over here. And that was kind of it. We just kind of started doing more colonization and all that jazz. Getting some cash. We defended against Volantis, who for some reason decided, we want to take your stuff. Well, we showed them, right? Anyway, before I forget, there are some things I want to do first. First things first, before I anything. Osmodius, before we go make you do War Focus as you requested. I cannot marry Seraphim, which I wanted to do matrilineally, because I guess I gave her something land to colonize and she got married. Either way, she's immortal, basically. We'll wait. We can always just wait for her husband to kick the bucket. And I am still making cities in Oreos and Riveth, because we need to have some, good infrastructure in our capital. And Martivia is a really, really good castle because it's mountain, so we'll just make sure everything in Martivia itself is, military. I am building a one, though, not here. This is a city. City of Oreos should be in Oreos, but in Valyria here we are constructing a castle. And with that, we have a little bit more before Mentis can be turned into a holding, and then we'll move on to Dervos. And with that, though, I think that's everything I wanted to go over real quick. I think it's time I start dishing out some stuff, but before, I want to point, there we go. I want to point a head dragon keeper here. So we have Viserys here, our head dragon keeper. Is that a... Okay, I could have, you know what? Instead of pointing some random dude, I don't know what's good, so you know what? Let me just reload real quick. Alright. If you hear anything in the background, that is my fan. I did get a new fan since it is hot as all hell, but it is also a very strong fan, and I have it turned down right now because I don't want you guys to hear it, but if I turned it up all the way, you would be able to. But alright, now what did I wanted to do? Console, no. Oh, never mind. I guess I can't appoint head keeper until I actually create it, huh? Alright, what is this again? Craft scrolls. Effect Unleash. Every year the court has a chance to gain a book, we were alchemy inspiration. What do we have you doing now? Doing drops of power? We got a lot of drops of power. Archmage, craft scroll. I don't know why they're wearing the helmets all the time, but whatevs. Craft scroll, study magic, teach court. I mean, they're all terrible. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Hydra, educate children. Yeah, nah. Craft scroll. If we can get some random scrolls, right? Also, before I forget, I keep saying that. Take a look at our new, court. What do we got here? You want us to make a cabinet? Yeah, sure, you can go make a cabinet. What do you want? You want to make a bow? Sure. Good old fashioned. I wish you carved something that would suit you. I trust your judgment, sure. So we'll just do that. And we also now have, point this. Now we have this dude Hagon. So that should help us potentially get new dragon eggs, I want to say. Alright, Squire, Scribe. Nah, it's fine. It says that we can have interactions with the dragon pit now, but I'm not entirely sure where that is. But nah, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Maybe I have to find Hagon and interact with them. Maybe it's in here? No. Alright, well, whatever. What do we replace? Toggle automation. Doesn't actually have anything for us to do, so whatever. We'll figure that out. Dynasty Legacy, we'll hold that. And this popped up. One second, let me just hold court here. Alright, easy enough. This is what I wanted to talk about. Rehabilitate Valyria. So this popped up. Land of the selected region of Valyria will be rehabilitated. Traversing through this region will no longer pose. And if we choose a location... So we need to completely control the duchies, it looks like. Land of the region of Dervos. Okay. So we need to completely control Martivia? Or we just need to actually have it. So let's create Martivia, and then let's just see. Yeah, nope. So we don't have it completely controlled, which makes sense, I think. We just need this bit left. Alright. Well, let's just colonize this bit real quick. Trusted Courtier. Sisu, Ilara, Reina. There we go. Towards a new promise. Oh, we got a dog. Got another pupper. Let's name you Draco. There we go. Oh, and someone is here because we're a conqueror. This guy. I think he's not bad, actually. I have no need of you, Mr. And bring the retinue of the finest soldiers of the city of Plaza of Punishment. Shayna is generous, but I have no need of you at the moment. Alright, now... Alright, so we can do this. Alright, I'm not entirely sure, so we're going to test it out on Dervos. Right? One sec. I know this is oh, we've already... Land of the region of Dervos will be... Alright, so we just need to just give all the cash for it. Extensive artifact survey. Yeah, this is a good way for us to try to get some dragon eggs. And what is this? Yep. Potential contributors, surveying the equipment, volcanic sealing projects. I'm not entirely sure how long this is gonna take. So we're definitely going to need a lot more cash for stuff like this, huh? And yeah, let's do Martivia as well. Extensive artifact survey. And we'll do this since we're apparently... Oh no, Melees can do it if he wanted to, but he's not because he hates us because we're way over our domain limit. Which is my fault, but it's fine. Alright, we'll do this for now. Start focusing on that. So we're going to need more cash. All the cash. Luckily, we have our alchemy. But the most important thing now is we need piety. We need 400 more piety, and then become the Herald of Dawn, and become Oz on Ogar. So we just need 400 more for that, which shouldn't be too much. we're also close enough that I'm gonna start thinking of doing our culture shift, as it were. So we just need to wait a little bit for that. And if I need to completely control such areas, I guess I should start heading to the Summerlands. Their stuff, I don't know if this is actually gonna do anything, because it is what it is. What do we need? How much more do we need for this? Development 2. It's almost done. What do you want? I have a few suggestions. Alright. Can't remember what she's working on. Oh, we crashed. Alright, we're back. I redid all that. So now I need to just figure out how we're gonna get all of this cash. Unfortunately, we're losing a lot because of probably because we're over our domain limit, so we're not getting much taxes. So I just need to dish out things. Which just reminds me, did you want Valor, Old Gis, or New Gis as your capital? Or you know what? I think I might just... Never mind, I'll just give you Astapor since I was going to give you both of them. And we'll see if you decide to do that or not, right? So let's actually start doing that. Valor. Grant title of Astapor. So we got all this, huh? First things first. Oh, speaking of which, how's your kid? Rael. Alright, only got the one, huh? Still? Well, we'll make sure she's taken care of, right? And then we grant you... I'll just straight up grant you everything. And then as well as the Kingdom of New Gis. There we go. House Draven there. Let me know if you wanted to change it, because I'll change it somehow with you know, council commands and whatnot. And then Marine and Yunkai, right? So you know what, Marine I was gonna give to Skingeteris here. It is a good money maker, but I think we'll be fine once everything is, you know, all settled. Plus we got our alchemy stuff, so. I just want to double check. Modify, grant independence, give vassal directive. Alright, there we go. Convert faith, promote culture. Settle wilderness. Yeah, give that directive. And Marine itself. Skingeteris, we did want to get you married, so I need to take a look at who we can get you married to. You wanted someone of Valyrian descent who's smart to offset your dullness, as it were. You know, I wouldn't mind marrying you guys into the family at some point, like Rael here. Arranged marriage to, yeah, obviously not us. Let's say Shuriken wouldn't accept. What about if it was matrilineal? They would. What about Lamthank? Alright, so we could do that potentially. Get all of our blood going through everyone's veins, as it were. But we'll see. 1 second before I forget. I will reclaim Velicor myself. Alright, so now we have all this, correct? Yep, opportunity to rest, blah blah blah. Alright. And an old ruined resort. The illustrious resort of Velikar. Holding taxes, development growth, this is rebuilt. But I wanted to do this, so then Melees. I'm gonna grant you Velikar so you can start rebuilding that. There you go. And grant title the Kingdom of Draconis. There you go. Lord Melees Valythor of the petty kingdom of Draconis. And then if we can get Valyria, I'll form Valyria and give you that one as well. Lordship of the Painted Valleys, which is part of the Kingdom of Mantaris. Lord Daemon. Grant you title of Kingdom of Mantaris. Where is it? There we go. And I'll give you all of it. And what do we got here? We have the Kingdom of Tolos, which isn't created. Alright. Well, I'll go through all the rest of this stuff at a later point, but now people are actually liking us. Hopefully we'll be making more cash soon. Just in case we crash again. Alright, game crashed again, but luckily I saved just before, so hopefully we should be all good. Prepare to conscription, we want to get down to Overseer. And it crashed again. Alright then. Alright, so I'm hoping it doesn't crash again. I don't know what's causing it. It might just be the fact that it's now, like, Legacy of Valyria is, like, so way behind. And I know we're in the current version where it's compatible with the manual version that I have. But, like, Secrets of the Higher Mysteries, all the other mods have just been updated more and more. And, like, Cities of Wonders Compatch has disappeared. Don't know what's going on with that. I guess the mod author just took it off. But yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what's causing the crashes, and I guess I could go through all of them one at a time, but that would just take ages, so we'll just wait and see. But in the meantime, I need 400 more piety. That's what I need, huh? So it seems to be crashing in the 12th month, not even before we even get to the new year. So what can we do between here? Oh, you got a bastard? Of a Mantarian, huh? Athan Gurleon, huh? Girl Iron. Well, you got a bastard there, sorry, Skingetterus. Well, I shouldn't say sorry, it's up to you, right? Anyway. Traits. Inheritable. Age. Yep. Mentarian Elena. Yeah, it's just a shame that... I mean, Eliza would have the right traits, except she's not High Valyrian or Valyrian descent. Well, let's just see if I can find someone for you. Inside diplo range, that is not a ruler. Female. And I'll just start looking here real quick. Unfortunately, straight up, there just really isn't any. Like, I even gone through here. We got Quick. So we got these. We got Valythor here. Well, Valyrian. Who's your heir again? Melees. You know, no Melees. I'm curious if we, yeah, you wouldn't accept that anyway, I figured. What it's not in contention yet. Yeah, no, I figured. I thought I would try. So it looks like the only ones that you could potentially marry is my family. It's because of, a lot of it's because of the faith and age. Alright, well that's something that we'll have to think about. In the meantime, we'll just continue with the rehabilitation stuff here. 5 out of 17, so is it... I haven't actually really done any of the great projects except once on my own when it first came out, so I'm not entirely sure when it's done, like when it's all set in stone, like all this is, you know, completed. Is it done then? 5 out of 17. So yeah, we just need like all the cash. Well, bad news. It just keeps crashing on the 12th of the 12th month here, so I'm not sure what the issue is. Like, I don't have that many mods, so I could potentially try to find it by just disabling. The issue is, I think it's gonna be like Secrets of the Higher Mysteries or something, which has been updated to a more current version. But Legacy of Valyria and Secrets of the Faith and all that, or Valyrian Faiths, have not been updated. So, if that's the case, I can't really do anything about that because our whole shtick is with the magic. Granted, it's been a bit, you know, loosey-goosey. But if we get rid of that, do I get rid of Onagar? Is that Higher Mysteries? Is any of these Legacy of Valyria? I don't know which ones are which, as it were. Right, you know? I'm assuming this is Secrets of the Higher Mysteries because it has to do with magic. I'm assuming this one would be a Legacy of Valyria, and this one. But Herald of the Dawn and everything, yeah, and also all of our traits. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe maybe something will fix it by next week or something. I don't know. But if anyone has any ideas, I'd like to hear them. But in the meantime, until we can figure out what that issue is, let's just pause here and try to figure what else we want to do. Need cash. Recover freehold lore. Oh, not what I wanted to do, but it's fine. Sixth of the 11th, so we got like basically a month before it crashes, huh? What could I do? Stop investigating magics. Nah. I was kind of hoping we could get the piety and do all that this episode, but if we're just gonna be crashing, we're probably gonna have to end this episode early. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cheat a little, and we're just going to give myself the piety for it, right? It wouldn't take that long anyway, so we're just going to straight up just give, what, 372 piety? There we go. I'm also just going to give myself cash for 3,000 because we're going to say we were doing our alchemy, and then I can start doing the rehabilitating stuff because I'm curious on how the great projects actually work. So let me take the most expensive things here. Yeah. So out of that, we have 7 more. We need, what, 200, 400, 750, 900, 1,000, 1,550 is what we need left for that one. But, as our last thing, I guess, become the Herald of the Dawn. Bantes Nejot Onos. The age of mankind's infancy has long been lost from memory. Ages have passed. Empires rose and fell. Dawn turned to twilight, and ancient knowledge was forgotten. I have spent 100 lifetimes in pursuit of that knowledge, and now, finally, after all these years, I was able to discover a fraction of Dawn's splendor. My mastery of blood magic has allowed me to create a facsimile of the royal blood of Dawn. A small part of the Empress's splendor has reawakened within me, and now links me to her royal bloodline. My work, however, is far from done. For now, my godhood is still in its infancy. I will have to nurture my powers even further to reach true divinity. Immortality. You gain the trait Oathbound. The Bloodfather. That is our... You know, not a bad name for being, you know, a new god and all that. So let's just take a look at Oathbound. Diplomacy 8, Martial 5, Stewardship 3, Learning 5, Prowess, no prowess loss, Health massive boost, Monthly income, Prestige, Renown, Domain limit, Diplomacy range, monthly lifestyle experience took a hit, but that's fine. Fertility depends on the character's visual age, which obviously we can still have a bunch of kids. Ancient, mighty, and proud. A power rests in Calagon that cannot be described in words. So, with that, let's actually take a look at our culture. Before, just in case, you never know. And we take a look and diverge culture. Well, actually, you know what? I'm thinking of diverging so we can add our stuff, but which one would be a good one? If we wanted to say hybridize, so to speak. Cultural acceptance is less than 80, but if we wanted to, traditions, Echoes of the Freehold, the Essential, can recruit the Valyrian Longbowmen, City Keepers, Blood of the Dragon. What about... all these guys are going to be our culture. What about Volantis here? Associ. Valyro High. Cloaked by the Doom. That wouldn't give us anything. What? Oh. What about Bravos? Bravo High Valyrian traditions. Freed from the slaver's chains. Domain of the Crown, carried by purple sails. Can recruit purple marines. Interesting. Blood of the Dragon, astute. Parochialism. Religion blending. No negative opinion of other faiths. Actually could be useful. But I wanted to create our own, because we are no longer High Valyrian. So to speak, anyway. So, let's diverge culture. What would we have? Communal? That's about with herders. Although I do like the building, construction, and cost there. County fertility growth. Egalitarian. Tributary taxes. Ceremonious. Spiritual. The piety, herd capacity. Consult the skies. Bureaucratic. Development growth. Nice, nice, nice. Monthly lifestyle experience. Cultural fascination. I don't think we would adopt the free city government type. Never know, but the development growth could be good. Stoic. Stress gain, herd gain. Assertive. Alright. Fervent. Clergy can serve as commanders or captains. Members of the same faith are more likely to accept vassalization. Development growth and friendly fat. Oh, you know what? Methodical. Methodical could be useful, I guess. Mystic, intrigue, building construction time, not bad, not bad. Bellicose, levy size, festive. Methodical, I think, if we're gonna change it. High Valyrian, Blood Valyrian, Martial Custom, Equal, and Traditions. So what would we want to do? Ancient Miners, we keep. Sorceress Metallurgy, I think we would keep. Get rid of Ruling Cast. Oh no, we can't do it because we would need... I totally forgot. We need to do the completely control Valyria, which is why I think we need to start going after the Valyrian Peninsula. Totally forgot we needed to do that. To what? We lose? Alright, that's weird. I thought... Whatever. There we go. Restore the old empire. Completely control the region of the Painted Mountains. Proclaim a new age. Completely control Valyria. So yeah, we would need to completely control all of this. And what do we need? 504 more gold in order to start the Valyrian Ruins section. Alright. Well, we're going to save here, just in case, and I bet it's going to crash next month, but we'll end this episode here. If you guys can give me any advice on how we should proceed, because if one of the submods that, you know, crashing it is something that's actually needed, like the magic, which is what I believe it is the cause, then I don't know what we're going to do. Because Legacy of Valyria, like I said, hasn't been updated. A Game of Thrones, the actual mod, it just keeps getting updates. It gets update after update after update, which is awesome. Not awesome for anyone who wants to use any submods and anything like this, right? Like, it's awesome that they're working on it, but dear lord, this is not save game friendly, I'll tell you that. But with that said, leave any comments down below. Leave any other suggestions and everything down below if you guys want to just discuss Game of Thrones lore and whatnot. Your more interesting theories. Your favorite parts of the whole lore. I have like the whole World of Ice and Fire book, and I need to read the Rise of the Dragons book as well, but there's so many interesting things, you know, the Blackstone. Where did the Ironborn come from? You know what? I'm of the opinion the Ironborn actually came from the west. I think there is a land to the west, potentially, and that's where the Ironborn came from. As I believe it was the House Farman, which, let's be honest, they're not the most reliable, but I like to think that there is something over there. But other than that, I leave you now. Check out everything else on the channel, like our Elder King series. That one's doing pretty well, if I do say so myself. And yeah, with that said, leave a like if you like, leave a dislike if you dislike, but tell me why, and I shall see you all later.